Hello everybody, welcome to this week's question and answer video. Happy Q&A Mondays. Hope you guys' weekends went well. If it didn't, I'm sorry. Let's try to have a better one next weekend. This week, question and answer video is about calming and comfortability after massive stress, abusive, toxic relationships. Maybe you guys have stress disorders. Before I get into it, I would hope that all of you who haven't already, please consider signing and sharing the Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying petition. It'll be right down below in the comment section. It'll be down in the description box. Just follow it. It's global for everybody. If you want to stop public attacking other people, smearing, forcing people to take their own lives, follow the petition, sign it, and share it with someone else. Thank you very much. Okay, so my recommendation this week is I found what a neuroscientist calls a calming cocktail. 3 different ingredients. And so I was lucky enough to find it. It was really cool. He was on a show being interviewed and he just voluntarily told everyone what he takes. Let's see the camera's straight here. What he takes to sleep better, to calm during stress, stuff like this. And he went into anxiety. I'm going to make another video about anxiety, where it came from, what to do with it. But this calming cocktail, a neuroscientist, Andrew Huberman, suggests, is 3 different ingredients. And I'll put in the description box, I'll put links to all 3 things on Amazon. I found it on Amazon. And he suggests magnesium threonate. There's different magnesiums I have recommended. He says this specific one is very important. There's a link to that down below. And then number 2, thiamine. And number 3, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, apigenin. Apigenin, A-P-I-G-E-N-I-N. So he puts a little, all 3 into a cocktail, drinks it, and he says it just does wonders. And I know from experience, a couple of these really do really well. And this is, like, magnesium is one of the things that I recommend probably most to people. Anybody ever heard of this cocktail? Let me know what you think. Anyone takes it? Let me know what you think. Thanks. Okay, let's get into the questions. Lots of them. Again, all I ask is you guys give me your locations. Tell us where you are when you ask a question. I appreciate that very much. And let me know what you think of my answer. If I miss your question, I didn't understand your question, tell me. Let me know. Ask again. Try not to just direct me to it. If you can, maybe just ask me again. You can always give me more details. If my answer doesn't make sense, tell me. If I'm off somehow, just let me know, okay? I'm sorry if I miss your question too. I don't do it on purpose, and you guys are good to let me know. Thank you. Victoria from the Bay Area. Hi, Victoria. My family members that were part of my sister's smear campaign showed up at my door with my mother and my favorite 5-year-old nephew. My heart melted when I saw this little boy. Most of my family apologized for the smear campaign. I started to say, but you did this and that, and immediately stopped. I could see my little nephew look at me with such innocence in his eyes. I didn't want to ruin the moment. I told everybody I love them and I will talk to them soon. It's probably better if I walk through this with my therapist and, of course, you. I don't want to mess this up, David. Should I expect retaliation from my toxic sister? Her smear campaign is falling apart. What do toxic people do when their smear campaign falls apart? Should I be on my guard? Not sure what to expect. She is very toxic. Well, why wouldn't you be on your guard, Victoria? Right? The only way to trust someone is to trust them, but if we don't trust them, we don't act like it. And so we don't allow people to hurt us. And so I don't know the exact details of everything that's going on here with you and your family, but in every relationship, I suggest this, Victoria, especially with your family, you have spoken and agreed upon terms. Go find out what your terms are for each individual person in this family that you want to continue a relationship with. If you want to continue a relationship with, if you do continue contacting them and they're in your life. You can say, I don't want a relationship with them, but if you see them 2-3 times a week and it's about this and that and about for an hour, then it looks like you have some kind of relationship with them. We have to have terms. What are your terms, Victoria? So maybe maybe you can design terms for now. Maybe they could be temporary and you can say that to them, but you can design terms that keep you safe with the rest of your family, right? You're not allowed to talk about anything about me with this said person. I don't want to hear anything from this said person. I don't want to be around this person. I can't be at the same room. If you cannot respect that, I understand, but I just can't have you in my life. And we have to start accepting these things, Victoria, because if you have terms and the other person won't accept them, that's over. It's over. It's not okay. And we just bend them around and now, oh, just forget about it. They don't agree to them. Okay, I hope that helps. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be on guard, Victoria. As far as everybody else, if you want to continue a relationship with them, then we have to start trusting them. And if you can't, then maybe you can't have a relationship with them. I hope that helps. Let me know. Good luck. Lynn from the Midwest. Hello, Lynn from the Midwest. I really enjoyed listening to this Q&A episode tonight. Thank you for telling me. Thank you. And by the way, any chance you were in the San Diego airport last Sunday? If not, then you definitely have a doppelganger. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. No, I was not nowhere in California. Haven't been in California for just over a year now. And, I get this a lot. I think we all have doppelgangers. I don't know. But I think there's something very recognizable about my face because I can be out in public and people think they know me. And it's kind of creepy. I can see it happens so often. I can see it in their eyes. You scan a room and then someone's looking like this. And you're like, oh no, they think they know me. Oh, they think they know me. And now that I've been on YouTube for a few years, I always wonder, not many people watch this, but I always wonder, I've had one person recognize me in public. It was actually kind of cool. But nope, wasn't in California, but I sure do get that a lot. If I only have one doppelganger, he's busy. He's all over the place. Rory from Ohio. Hello, Rory. Thanks for answering my question about rejection. It's okay to feel hurt for a while, but then move on. Some seem to want to recruit an army to destroy whoever they were rejected by. Gosh, really, Rory? Some people do that? Yes, they do. Some people can't accept rejection, and they want to make you feel how you made them feel. How dare you reject me? I'm going to destroy your life. That shows you how bad they felt when you rejected them. Tara Tamlin from Northwest Montana. Thank you to tell me. Hi, Tara. Thank you for answering my question. I like and appreciate your answer. This is long, so I'm trying to get through it. You feel the background is important. LOL. There was so much going on inside of me and my relationship with Steve. I couldn't process any of it. There's something that happened. I think now looking back, I did it because I couldn't detach from him, but I needed to. He was convinced when I stopped talking to him that it was because you're cheating on him. There was another guy in the picture I was talking to the last year of my relationship with him. I was rarely on Facebook and didn't talk to other guys in depth before he decided after 5 years he only wanted to email me. He couldn't call or see me for 7 months because in a phone call before that I told him I needed to get off the phone. I kept asking him if we were over, just tell me so we can move on. He said we weren't over, but I had things to learn. At first I just talked to this other guy in this private Facebook group he had going on with someone else in it. I was talking in a public page, put me in. After a few weeks, he PM'd me about something. I feel old. I don't know what PM'd is. I know what DM'd, private messaged me about something. And before I knew it, we were messaging each other every night. Uh-oh. All night. Uh-oh. Anytime we're messaging each other all night, there's a problem. What do you mean, David? That could be very romantic. For codependent people, yes. After a while, I started telling him about Steve to get a male perspective. He kept telling me he was an asshole, that I was too good for him and to leave him. Then he ends up telling me he's hooked on me, but doesn't know what to do because I'm still with Steve. I'm not very good at paying attention to how I feel. I tend to detach from it, so I didn't realize I actually had feelings for this guy until he said that to me and I paid attention to how I felt. I didn't talk to him to intentionally cheat though. So then right after he tells me he feels this way, Steve calls me on my birthday after 7 months of talking to this other guy. He kept calling me for 5 months after that, saying we were still together, but I never felt the same. So I quit talking to him. Uh-oh, I hope I have the rest of your message. Yes, I do. It's almost over. So what I've always wondered about is, considering the circumstances, did I cheat or not? I'm still not sure. Your opinion would be good. Thanks, David. Okay. I might have got a little lost in the details. Okay. But I'll tell you what's important. First of all, most important is how you feel. How you feel and how people feel. So if you felt like you did something wrong, I think it's better to ask, did I or didn't I, or why? Why do you feel like you did something wrong, Tara? If you feel like you hurt someone else's feelings, That may not feel good. That's what's important, isn't it? I get in a lot, I've had relationships with some very, very, very loose-moraled women who manipulate situations to try to trick me to believe that they're not actually cheating. And I know most of you know what I'm talking about. Remember we got in a big fight. I broke up with you. I remember the big fight. Don't remember you breaking up with me. And as if it's okay to just tell me on a Friday that you love me, and then Friday night go be with another man, and then come back Saturday and tell me it's okay. What's important here? What's important here? What's important here is how I felt, isn't it? For me it is. Obviously not for her. What's important to me is how I felt. What's important to her is she guilty or not, right? Doesn't care how I feel. And that's where really the problem is right there. I mean, you're not going to get past my feelings until I feel better. We don't just overpass my feelings. And we don't get in. And that's why when you tell somebody what they're doing hurts you, it's easier to start with how you feel. Because the people that I have in my life, I deeply care about them, and I deeply care about how they feel. And so all they really have to do is tell me they feel bad. And we're going down that road, and I want to know why. And it was something I did? No, you sure? Okay. Why do you feel bad? I still want to know why. Not just, oh, I didn't do it? Okay. And both of us care about how they feel. And that's how it works out. If you have somebody that hurts you and doesn't care how you feel, it's not ever going to work. So we can get into the terms of your relationship, Tara. Was it spoken? Was it agreed upon? How do they feel? Do they feel that could you not tell them? Shame's a secret. If you want to alleviate yourself of guilt, tell the person you're sorry, tell them what you did. I hope this makes sense. What matters, Tara, is you feel guilty about it. You're questioning yourself. So why don't you just ask yourself or tell yourself what it was, what you think it was. Forgive yourself if you did something wrong. Be willing to just say, I did something wrong. I'd like to do something better next time. And that's what's important too, Tara. Why don't you figure out what you would like to do, how you would like to handle these situations if it ever presents itself again. Right? And if you feel like you did something wrong, that's all that matters. Forgive yourself. Okay? We always do things wrong. We fail and we make mistakes and we end up sometimes hurting people. And I think that's important too, because I doubt Steve knew about all of this, And when we're upfront and honest and open and stuff like this, then this doesn't happen. Hey, Steve, no, we're not actually dating. I'm talking to someone else right now. Then we don't feel guilty. Just remember that shame's a secret. If we're doing something we feel bad about, tell someone else. If we can't tell someone else, maybe we shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, hope that helps. Forgive yourself, right? You'd probably forgive someone else doing that to you, no problem. Sandra from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, Sandra. Hope you are well. I want someone to explain why you have over 300 views, yet only 40-ish thumbs up. I don't think it's hard for all your listeners out there to show your appreciation of David and the free advice he gives and his time. If he stops making these videos, you will know why. Thanks for everything, David, and it's a thumbs up for me. Thank you, Sandra, very much. I really appreciate your support. If you guys like what I'm doing, thumbs up. It's the only thing that keeps these videos going. If I don't get them, then they just keep dying more and more. Thank you, Sandra. Salima from France. Hello. Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. Yes, only how I feel matters. I had another question you did not answer. Can you please answer it next week? It was, what is the difference between oversharing and being vulnerable with people? So, being vulnerable would be telling someone how you really feel about them. Asking for what you really need, what you really want. Taking a chance of being hurt. It's like there's no reward without risk, right? It's like your parents giving you everything you ever needed and wanted your whole life. You never had to do anything for it, right? It's like healing. I overcame, right? Oversharing is an opinion. I think you're oversharing. I don't, right? And so it gets into how we feel. I could open up to somebody and later look back and say, I think I was oversharing. It's personal opinion. Somebody else could say, oh, I was talking to Selema, and I think Selema was oversharing. Just an opinion. Yeah. It could be crossing boundaries. Something I teach clients very much with poor boundaries is to go slow in relationships. When we meet someone, go slow, go slow, go slow. And one way to go fast, one way to not go slow would be oversharing. Would be me telling you about my biggest, deepest traumas in my life soon. Meeting you soon. That night, week, month. Don't really need to. Yeah, I can even tell you I've been through some stuff, this and that, but don't really need to talk about it. Don't need to overshare. Not yet. Yeah. Oversharing can make us feel vulnerable. Yeah. I think you can look at vulnerability as an ability. I think you can look at it as a verb, as a noun. But I think vulnerability is an ability that we all must have, and it's required for success. Vulnerability is required for all success that we appreciate. I can have success without asking, just kind of giving it to me. But I could be vulnerable and take a chance of getting hurt really bad. And, after some blood, sweat, and tears, I have success. I hope I explained what I believe the difference is. Feel free to tell me what you think the difference is. Salema and anybody else out there. I think vulnerability is required. Oversharing is not. Right? Not required. And oversharing makes relationships go on too fast. You guys use the word trauma bonding a lot. Oversharing is a perfect word to use for trauma bonding. We are, and this is something that I said a long time ago, and I've had a couple people argue with me that trauma bonding begins with telling each other about our traumas. That's where the true trauma bond starts, right? I'm being vulnerable, but I'm telling you every detail about the past relationships I've had, how it felt, how it hurt me, traumatized me. And I'm being very vulnerable, and we're sharing these stories together, bonding on this. Let me know what all of you guys think, and thanks for your question, Salema. I hope I answered it for you. Miles from the Western United States. Hello, Miles. I'll tell you what, this whole smear campaign has been a crash course for me in learning how scary and off base people can be in the way they see things, and then their scary behaviors follow. I've kept telling GR he's going to end up in a Me Too moment and not even see it coming, which brings up a question. What's going on with people who don't see danger where it clearly is? Why don't they see it like people who see it do? And okay, so you asked me this 6 days ago, and I made a video about this a little bit, just a couple days ago. But I think desensitization is a good word for it, because we have an emotional reaction to fear, and I wouldn't doubt it if JR and a lot of us emotionally reacted to fear but did nothing about it. Yeah? Talk ourselves out of it. Oh, it's no big deal. It's okay. They wouldn't hurt me. They don't do it to me. Only other people. And we put ourselves in very dangerous situations, and we calm ourselves down by maybe even ignoring how we feel. It may be I'm around danger my whole life. I mean, that's where anxiety begins. It's just an infant that is neglected, ignored, left there to cry, anxious, worried. If that's how they live their life, they aren't going to react to it as much. And I mean physically react to keep themselves safe. It's like, oh, I feel dangerous right now, and then I walk into a room with dangerous people, and I still feel dangerous. My parents didn't do anything for me when I'm in danger, so my reaction is to do nothing. And so when I'm in danger, I do nothing. Yeah. But there is a psychological pattern to this, and if we're not fixing it, there's something wrong. If we keep making the same decisions and we don't like the outcome, but we keep doing it, there's something wrong. I'm not seeing it, learning it. I'm not in control of my behaviors. I'm too compulsive. Yeah. As far as your comment, Miles, there's people that are very dangerous out there that you could meet and talk to, brush shoulders with one moment, and they'll accuse you of everything under the sun. To have no fear of that would be dangerous. And here's JR. This is the stuff most people don't want to talk about. What I'm getting at is that most women and even certain types of men see women who do hookups as if it's the men using the women. I think I can kind of agree with that. I think that is a lot how it is. But I also know that way more when men seek hookups. Way more. Way more men want that lifestyle. Younger men, women are typically more mature. Even if they did something like that, it was such a young age, they're over it. That has a lot to do with it, I think. That's seeing women as victims of something they choose to do. That's just not logical. When a man and a woman agree to have sex, that's all it is. It doesn't mean anyone is being used. Well, it could be both of you using each other. Can it be that? I've seen couples, I've seen two people use each other for sure. A one night stand, and if they do it just like you said, thanks, see you later, and never talk again, I don't think they're doing anything for the other person necessarily, and kind of using a person for sex, right? I don't see why it has to be seen that way. It's not the truth. I don't understand such a negative view of sex, but that's just me. I have a girlfriend right now, so I'm not in a hookup mode. These women who can't take rejection and lose their you know what over it, and think they're God's gift to men, literally, they think they're so great, and that how could any man possibly not want them? It's delusional and pathetic. Well, think about that for a second. It is delusional. You're right, because they aren't that great. If they thought they were pretty good, they would be okay with someone not wanting them, right? I can tell myself, oh, I'm so great, doesn't matter. Do you see that? So many of us are confused, misled by people's behaviors. We think someone making a donation, great person, no matter what they're giving. Well, there's all kinds of different reasons people have for their behaviors and actions and decisions and choices. My girlfriend wants me to cut. Oh, wait. I know my mom is sick and will probably never get better. My girlfriend wants me to cut her off, but I haven't made a decision yet. Thanks for your answers, bro. Peace out. Yeah, you've left a lot of comments about your mom, and some of the things you said have been very toxic. And, it's obvious what you're saying to me means that your mom doesn't respect your boundaries, how you feel, what you need, what you want, what you value very much at all. And it must be very stressful for you, JR. And if you decide to keep her in your life, I hope that you know exactly what your terms are, and I hope she agrees to them. Now, as far as your girlfriend wants you to cut her out of your life, that's nice that she wants to, but we don't really ask for things like that. Maybe she could word it better and say, I can't have a relationship with you if your mom's involved in your life because it upsets me too much. But I think it's a decision you need to make, JR, for you and yourself. Relationships can require a compromise and sacrifice. Do you want a relationship with your mom? I don't think, you should base it on what your girlfriend wants. Know exactly what you want first, okay? And good luck. Your comment about women are seen as victims more when two people hook up and have casual sex. There's more to it, I think, what people see, and it's some people don't have a problem with having sex with people you just meet, okay, and that's more a liberalistic view socially, and some people are like that. Some people are like that just when they're younger, when they grow out of it, and stuff like this, and there's a lot of problems that come with that, though, a lot, and people do get hurt, unfortunately, whether it's STDs, infections, or people have more expectations. If you want to have hookups with young women, they may not take it that well. They may say, yeah, I'm totally fine with this, totally fine with this, totally fine with this, until it's over, and they're like, I'm not fine with this. When you have unstable people in general that you get close to, if they've been victims and they're still in victimhood, they're extremely dangerous, because what happens is they're not in control of their lives. Right? And so they blame you for everything. Just like if I'm a child, 8, 9 years old, I'm going to blame my parents pretty much for everything bad, or at least hold them responsible for it. I'm going to go tell them this is bad, fix it, right? And that's kind of how an unstable, immature person is, especially with personality disorder. They're going to parentify you, and if they had a bad day, it might be your fault. And if you have sex with somebody in a one-night stand, and they think, you know, they're going to get more than this, and this is how relationships start. We have sex, and now we're dating, and the next day you're like, I'm done with you. They're going to be hurt, and they can't look at themselves and heal themselves and tell themselves it's going to be okay, and now they're just re-victimized, and you're the victimizer. Do you see that? This lifestyle is extremely dangerous for many different reasons. You got a girlfriend now. I think that's better in general. I don't know about her, but it's better. Think about what you want with your mother, okay, first, and then tell her. George from Germany. Hi, George. David, this is my question for your Monday Q&A. Could it be there is a connection between borderline personality disorder and Munchausen syndrome by proxy, or just Munchausen syndrome? Yeah, totally. There are many connections in psychology. Many. This is connected to this and is related to this and associated with that. So many. When you have a personality disorder, somebody that has a personality disorder is going to have many other problems and disorders. Okay? Munchausen is basically, it's more aware that I'm lying to about problems I have with me for attention. The biggest one is to get free money to be taken care of the rest of my life. Kind of like being lazy. Lazy and attention. By proxy would be my child's sick, give my little daughter money and they live off that. But there's way more to it. People with borderline could be hypochondriacs and always really think something's really wrong with them. That's a little bit different than Munchausen. But I'm going to make a video about this week. So thanks for asking, George. Stay tuned for it. You can always hit the notification bell. Lets you know when my videos come out. Emily from South Africa. Hello, Emily. Are we more likely to develop OCD? And so when you say we, let's say, I'm not saying you have it, but something common that a lot of us develop is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And complex post-traumatic stress disorder is an umbrella term for every single thing that's wrong with you because of neglect and abuse and trauma, which cause trauma. And so obsessive compulsive disorder is extremely common with people who have C-PTSD. Extremely. Look at you, and these are just traits, so you don't have to be diagnosed with OCD. You don't have to have the disorder, but we're high on that spectrum because look how many of you guys ruminate, have obsessive thoughts, obsessive behaviors, okay? To have it temporarily doesn't necessarily mean you have OCD. But very, very common. Hope I answered that for you. Let me know, Emily. Thank you. Victoria, again from the Bay Area. Hi, Victoria. My family came to the door. Oh, okay. Okay, I answered that question. You just asked again. Let me know, Victoria, what you think of my answer. And CD. Thank you for your answer. I agree with your answer. Thank you. As far as the topic of the day, I have never been more content as I am now, but I'm not sure exactly what I want in the future. After ending my last toxic relationship, I'm just glad to feel contentment and happiness again. GJ from Colorado. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was trying to address in last week's video. Sometimes our lives are so chaotic or so unstable, neglectful, and things like this that once it all stops finally, we're in our 30s or 40s or 50s, it's just like, right? I remember just wanting a little shack to live in and people just leave me alone. Like that's all I want in life. Yeah. So we get comfortable in our nest that we build. And sometimes we think we don't want anything more, but we aren't here to stay alive. We're here to live. So find out what you want. Okay? And never be too content where we never want anything else ever again. Christine Gretzhol. Hey, David. Thanks for answering my question last Monday. You're welcome. You gave me the advice of writing things down, and I started with your answer. I so appreciate your help and your videos. I've recently gotten COVID, and I said the bad word. And I wanted to book an appointment with you. I'll have to hold off on that for now. I'll be looking forward to both getting better and talking to you. Well, I will be too. Thank you, Christine, and I hope you get better. Fully recover. Take care of yourself. Times like this, if we're lots of stress, we get sick. Yeah. Take vitamin C all the time and cut the stress out of your life. The title of this Q&A has something to do about being calm and comfortable. It's about stress, guys. It's not about coping with stress. It's not about accepting stress. It's not about I'm really good with stress in my life. It's about not having stress in my life. It's about learning how to navigate through relationships. A lot of our stress could be financial, it could be work, but the most important thing in our lives are relationships. And that's the biggest source of comfort and the biggest source of stress. And if you guys are feeling stressed, we need to most likely fix our relationships. And if relationships are good, then we need to figure out what we want and start working towards that in our life so it doesn't feel mundane and meaningless and purposeless. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it, guys. Hope I answered your question, Christine. Thank you for what you said. I hope to hear you soon. And all of you guys, thank you very much. Have a beautiful week. Any of you who want coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com, and please support that petition. I appreciate you very much for doing that. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you guys next Monday. Love yourself first. Bye.